made it. It's the last tutorial, number 10. Yes. I mean, this actually might be the first video that you've watched. Who knows? I don't mind. Start where you want to start. But you might also have been here for the whole series, and this is number 10, which I'm ending on one of my favorite topics, not just when I'm helping a client with social media, but when I'm helping a small business owner in general, because the whole point of being an independent business owner, the whole point of being self-employed and making your own money is that you get to stand in your own autonomy. And what I've seen over the years is one of the ripple effects of social media, one of the negative ripple effects of social media is it can dilute our autonomy. It can chip away at how we want to do things in a unique and different way. You know, social media can become a real pack mentality when we get caught up in the unhealthy, shadowy side of it. So I'm ending today by really putting a stake in the ground and saying your definition of success matters. Your definition of successful social media for your small business is really important. It's fundamental, you could say. So here's the mindset shift. You know, this is how I like to start. And I'm called the Joyful Selling Coach. My name is Leona. I really want to help small business owners to spend more time in their creativity, in their joyful, creative, innovative flair that lights them up and drives them forward. And so we really need to intentionally create an ecosystem for ourselves where that creativity and joy can thrive. And one area where creativity and joy does not thrive is when we have a very linear, traditional, you could say, view of how we achieve success in life. And it could sound something along the lines of, if I work harder and I get more followers, I'm going to make more money and therefore be happier. It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. I mean, maybe it might do. Sometimes I'm yet to meet a creative business owner where that linear line of success unfolds in a sustainable, ongoing way. So the mindset shift away from that is to utilize all the tools in your toolbox, the ones that we've discussed and explored in this series, because every tool supports the next tool, creating a self-sustaining cycle of clarity and momentum. And clarity and momentum creates certainty and confidence. And when we feel that confidence from that clarity and momentum, we're much more likely to allow our creativity to shine. When our creativity shines and we feel a lot more joyful, success is something that grows from that really beautiful place. So I'm calling this the new wholehearted approach. And it's a flexible ecosystem. It's not a rigid one where if you follow every step to the T perfectly, then everything will be okay. Success is definitely going to happen. No, it's not like that. It's flexible. It has to ebb and flow with how your life ebbs and flows, with how your hormones or your health or, you know, all those moving parts of your business now you're in midlife. So let's look at some of the tools that we've covered in our series so far. We did values and vision, which gives you purpose for posting. We did your belief plan, which gives you the confidence to show up authentically. We looked at your boundaries, which protects the energy required to create. We mapped out your momentum map, which gives you the clarity to follow through. And we talked about the importance of intentional time to reflect. And this gives you the permission to pause, rest, and adjust. So when we look at that whole ecosystem and we come to the last session today and we think about how you define your personalized success, I want us to make one final essential agreement, which is, you could call it, my version of success matters the most. And this is what it could look like. How about we just agree that there are no arbitrary numbers? We need to stop letting arbitrary metrics like a competitor's follow account or a random engagement rate make you feel panic or inadequacy. Those numbers belong to someone else's goal. You know, there's been certain numbers that have been floated around on the internet. You've got to have the 10K month. You've got to make 100K a year. You've got to, you know, reach 10K followers. You know, they're just arbitrary numbers that don't really mean anything if they don't come from your ecosystem, your values, your vision, your goals, the pace that you're able to work at, the boundaries that are important to you to honor, right? All of that stuff is what creates your success, not some number that belongs to someone else's goal. And that's when we really want to think about the intentional role of socials. Let's also manage our expectations about where social media actually fits into your business. You often hear that social media should create constant, reliable sales, but that's actually rarely the case. For most products and services, social media is actually a middle of funnel discovery tool. It can be a place where new to you people find your products and services. And it can be an area where it sparks them to make their purchase. But more often or not, it's going to be that place where someone follows along until they're ready to buy. And that's why it's middle of funnel. So it's our job to introduce our work, showcase our processes, showcase how we work, showcase the things that are important to our businesses, our brands, share that every day behind the scenes snippets that make sense. And whilst you're doing that, it builds trust during the customer's research and consideration phase. So don't be disheartened, because the high quality content you create for social media can be easily recycled and repurposed into other essential areas, like your website copy or your email list or your Pinterest or your Google presence. And when you get into a rhythm of creation and repurposing, you're creating a robust marketing strategy that doesn't have its eggs all in one basket. And I think that's the biggest thing that I really want to remind us at this point, is sometimes we have fairly unrealistic expectations of what we expect a photo and video sharing app on the internet to do for our business in an ongoing, reliable way. So here's an intentional question. To stay in the driver's seat of your business, to maintain that crucial autonomy that you want as an empowered self-employed person, ask yourself, does this action support the vision and values I created, or does it serve the old grind? And the old grind is when we're doing things based on someone else's definition of success. And the answer to that will always guide you. So, what is success? Ultimately, success is what you say it is. And here are some examples. This is what I think, and I'm sharing them with you to invite your decision-making process around success. So success is aligned action. For the joyful selling small biz owner, success is defined by peace and alignment. Success is honoring the boundaries you set. Success is posting with your authentic voice, even when it feels scary. Success is using your to-do list to celebrate intentional action. So here's my gentle invitation to you today. Your pace, your power. Now, I know it's inevitable that you've not completed every single exercise in this series, and that just doesn't matter. It's totally okay. The goal here is progress, not perfection. So, no pressure, just power. Because this series isn't really a rigid course. It's a toolkit that you can dip into at any time you want to. It's why I put it on YouTube. It's why I've made it free. If you ever feel stuck again, maybe you're frustrated, you feel disconnected, maybe a bit isolated. Does it feel like everyone else is smashing it and you just feel confused and you don't know where to turn next? Simply come back to this video series. See which part makes the most sense to pick up and continue with right now. Maybe you need to start with the belief plan to reset your thoughts. Maybe you need to focus on your boundaries to stop the energy drain. Dipping your toe in and piecing this together at the pace that is right for you is how you build a resilient, joyful, and sustainable business. Because I believe that you already have the answers that you need, and it's my job to gently coax those answers out of you. So, congratulations for starting this work. It's all about writing a new script for your business. It's a wholehearted approach that creates true, lasting success. And your final action step is to celebrate. Take a moment, drop your shoulders, and acknowledge how far you've come in prioritizing your well-being and intentionality. This is the end of the series, but it's just the beginning of your joyful journey, and I can't wait to see what you create. Please do leave a comment below. Tell me what you're creating. I want to know. And I've also dropped some other links as well in the description below this video, because if you want to reach out and get in touch, then I'd love to hear from you. Okay, let's do this.